Back with you at Rexall Place in Edmonton. We're in the TELUS Media Center for After Hours. The Oiler faithful mulling about outside to catch a glimpse of and to hear from one of the young stars of the team, Jordan Eberle, who is our guest. Kevin.
Yes, I'd like to ask you a question here, Jordan. For all the Oiler fans, we're getting a lot of people chirping us on Twitter, but in your own words, what's the style of play that you guys play? Again, you look at a team like Detroit, it's puck possession. You look at the Boston Bruins, they play an up-tempo game and a physical game. In your own words, what's the game plan for the Oilers?
Well, I think our biggest asset to our team is our team speed. We have so many guys that are so fast, and when we're playing and we're moving the puck up quick, that seems to be our best way to get at opponents. I think right now, what I see is, we don't really have much sync between our D and our forwards, as we can't get it up to them as quick as we can, and maybe our forwards are beating them. But when we're playing at our best, we're playing with team speed, and that's not only getting full speed, it's chipping pucks in and getting in on a forecheck and quick and making it tough for the opponent's D to get it around us. And I think a lot of the reason we're not having success right now is we can't get in on that forecheck, and we can't. We don't have the sync where we have to stop at the blue line. So.
Well, and the Flames made it tough on you tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
But they actually played that way.
Yeah. Exactly. Tonight. Yeah. But I think that's when we're playing our best hockey. When we were playing with that speed that we could chip it in and get it back and get it on that forecheck and make it tough for teams.
All right, there you were earlier this month, rolling, I think, 32 points in 25 games, and you got tangled up with Jamie Benn of the Dallas Stars. Question is, with the way things have gone for the Oilers this season, should anyone have been surprised that this innocent-looking contact left you with a sprained knee?
It was really tough. You know what? I didn't know if it was my hip or my knee because it seemed like both snapped out at the same time. I got back to the bench and waited for them to settle down, and obviously it was my knee. But it could have been a lot worse, to be honest. I kind of got the MRI done, and it was a ligament in the back of my knee where it could have been my MCL. So, I've always been a kind of a glasses half full kind of guy, so you got to look at the positives.
Well, fortunately, it only cost you 4 games when the initial prognosis, I think, could have been for twice as many as that. But, the injuries suffered around here this year have been a bizarre fashion. 2 players, Taylor Hall, Andy Sutton, lost in warm-up. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, later described as a single vehicle accident in that he wasn't even hit and he fell into the boards in Chicago, hurt his shoulder, and he's out. And go back to last season when Sam Gagner was minding his own business on the bench, and Ryan Jones cut his wrist as he hopped over the boards. That ended Gagner's season. There's the shoulder injury suffered by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in Chicago. So is it time to consider maybe that Rexall Place is built on a sacred burial ground? I mean, what else could it be?
You know what? Injuries are part of the game. Stuff's going to happen. I mean, even if it's, even Halsey getting in a fight last year and spraining his ankle. I mean, stuff's going to happen. It's part of the game, and I think what makes teams really good is their depth and when they have guys injured, guys step up. So I think a lot of that has to do with, last year we had a lot of guys coming up, and they're playing well, and it led to a pretty competitive camp, and I think that's a lot of the reason why we had such a good start. So, we got to find a way to find some depth when guys are injured, and it's going to make our team better in the end.
Take us through your mindset when you're injured. For a lot of the fans out there, they don't know what that might necessarily be like, but coming to the rink, what's your approach? What are your days like when you're out?
To be honest, when you're injured, life's a lot tougher. You're watching hockey, and obviously you want to do anything to be out there. You're working out. We spend a lot of time at the swimming pool. You're swimming. I'm a horrible swimmer, so that's just I hate going to the pool. It's a muscle group that I've really never worked. So me and the water don't really work. But treatments a couple times a day. It's just long days, and it can wear on you mentally too. So you want to get in the lineup as fast as you can.
Yeah. All right, well, what do you say we lighten the mood with a tweet from the great Haley Wickenheiser, one of the best players this country's ever produced. Her question is, she's directing me to ask it. Ask Jordan about the dryer in Slave Lake this summer. Do tell. Come on. She says he'll laugh at that one. So.
I know Haley pretty well. Our families go back to, obviously, Regina, but... Right. We did a charity event in Slave Lake this summer, obviously, with all the fires that have happened. We did a banquet and a little bit of a street hockey tournament. So actually at the banquet, they kind of surprised me with the dryer. They brought out a dryer and we had a shooting competition. We could put the most in to be honest, it wasn't fair. I don't know if you've seen the commercials.
The Rick commercials.
Yeah, she's had a lot more practice than I have. So
right.
she buried me. Yeah.
No, come on.
Yeah, it made me look bad, but I can't really say what she's maybe the best female hockey player that's ever played. So
there's no shame in being beaten by Haley Wickham.
That's true. You said one of the best players that Canada's ever produced.
That's
so
true, yeah.
It's all good.
Here's a tweet from B_Oilers. Brian A is his name. Are you disappointed you didn't get the call to go to the All-Star game?
Obviously, I mean, that's obviously would be a nice accomplishment to go, but obviously my mindset was to play for the Oilers, and I mean, when that time came, if it happened, it happened, but there's not much you can do. It's one of those things you got to control, and you can't control that. So I just want to continue playing the best hockey I can. Obviously, with the injury, I think that hurt me a little bit, but and I'm back. I want to play as hard as I can. You never know, maybe get filled in, but at the end of the day, it's I hope to be at a few of them. So
well, and word was that if you hadn't been hurt, you would have been picked. And there still is that possibility, as you say, if someone gets hurt. Yeah,
there's always that possibility. So it's, obviously it's a great event that they put on, and if I was a part of it, great. If not, you get those few days to rest and worry about what happens after that.
Was there one specific thing that you really honed in on this off-season to work on to return to the season?
I think after my first year in the National Hockey League, I really learned how hard it is to beat these goalies. They're amazing. I mean, obviously you should know, but I really worked on my shot, and the biggest thing was the quick release. And I mean, a lot of the time you don't have to shoot as hard as you can. You just got to get it off quick, and it's tough for a goalie to get over there. But obviously a lot of that, and then I've always been a guy that's been pretty good at protecting the puck down low, and I think when you're little and you got that low center of gravity, if you can gain some strength, it's tough for bigger guys to knock you over. So definitely two things I keyed on.
The kid line, you, Taylor Hall, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Actually, before I go any further, is that what you guys call it?
You know what? I've heard so many things, like the kid line, the 106-point line. I've heard a bunch of things. So we just go out and play.
Well, when it's working, it's something special for everyone, and not just Oiler fans. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is out until just before or after the All-Star break, but he's had incredible vision and instinct, maybe both, in setting you up on these goals. Just describe this one.
I mean, he's got great vision. He's a player that I think coming in, we knew how smart he was, and I think that's the reason I think me and him have clicked so much. I think we play a similar kind of game as using our heads, but I think that's why he's had so much successes. I think if you had to pick one quality in a hockey player, it would be their intelligence, and he's got maybe one of the highest IQs that I've seen. So he's a fun player to play with. It seems like we always know each other on the ice, and we've had some success.
As a senior veteran, the age of 21, do you marvel at his poise at the age of 18?
I do, yeah. He's a player that I even, when I was 19, he was 16 in the Western Hockey League. I watched, and he was a guy that you wouldn't really notice him, like a guy like maybe like Taylor Hall, where he's buzzing around and deking guys, but maybe you don't really notice in the Nuge as much. But you look at the end of the game on the score sheet, and he's got 2 goals and an assist. You're like, where the heck did this happen? So he's a player that, like I said, his intelligence and his IQ and his hockey is amazing. So I think as he gets older and gets a little wiser, he's going to get even that much better.
Where would you like to see this Oiler team with the cast of all you excellent young players? Where would you like to see your guys in the next 3 years?
I mean, obviously our goal is to win a Stanley Cup. Maybe right now it's getting to the playoffs, and I mean, you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. So obviously right now, if you were to take it day by day, we need to find some traction and start winning hockey games. But at the end of the day, you kind of bury this feeling that we have right now, even after tonight. And like I said before, it's not fun losing. So we want to turn this thing around, and I don't think there's any people other than the locker room that can do that.
Word is long since out on you. Other teams know they have to stop you, so the opposition is looking for you. You're not playing in calm waters. Let's have a look at a big hit by Rafi Torres last April. He was on a seek and destroy mission against you. It was a high hit for which he got a 4-game suspension. And this past October, Alex Edler plastered you against the boards like you were the Roadrunner on Bugs Bunny. It's ironic, I think, isn't it, that this incidental contact with Jamie Benn put you out for 11 days, but you weren't hurt on either of those hits.
Yeah, I've always been pretty resilient as far as taking hits. On the last one there in Vancouver, I remember Halsey giving me a pretty big suey pass, and I had to chip it in and make the play, and I knew I was going to get creamed. But
suicide pass.
Yeah, so, it's sometimes you got to take a hit to make a play. And obviously, the NHL has got a full of big guys, and I'm not very big, so you got to protect yourself. So, you know, like I said, you're going to get hit. Just hopefully it doesn't happen as often.
Okay, the tweets from Chat Attack 19. His name is Ryan Chadanay. Jordan, would you ever consider dropping the mitts in a game?
I thought about it tonight.
Are these insured?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? It's part of the game. You get frustrated. A lot of it, you know, has to do with frustration. It's you know, it can be a huge, powerful thing in the game, and sometimes you got to try and keep your emotions intact. And you know, if it happens, it happens. I don't think I'd go looking for it, but like I said, if something happened, it happened.
How do you control yourself? How do you get yourself close enough, but then, no, I'm not going to do it?
You know, especially, I mean, over the past couple of years, I mean, frustration's definitely creeped in.
Sure.
Broken a few sticks, and you know, sometimes you just gotta, you know, sit down and breathe. And I mean, if you start playing with frustration, especially in my game where it's kind of a calm, kind of make simple plays, it just affects me. So I just gotta sit down and take a few rests and you know, worry about my next shift.
Tweets from Jana Banana. I'm not sure what her name is, but where did you learn how to toe drag? And are you going to start a toe drag school when you retire?
It'll be full.